Okay, let's talk about chakras. One of the first things that I dived into researching when I left Catholicism was chakras. And as soon as I started learning about them, I'm like, yeah, this makes a lot of sense. And they have been integrated into my practice ever since. And I feel like understanding at least the basics of chakras can really enhance your spiritual connection. Hi, my name is Rosa. I'm the Divine Feminine Witch, and I help witches feel empowered through working with the goddess. Today, we are talking about another that I feel can be in the basics category, learning about chakras. We're going to be going over what they are, why they're important, and then I'm going to be going into a bit of details of each of the 7 main chakras. And hopefully that can help you give an understanding of how it can help you not only with shadow work, but also in your witchcraft practice. Before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. So let's get into it. What are chakras? So there are actually hundreds of chakras. If you really dive into it, you will learn that there is so much in the chakra system. They are located in the astral body, in the spiritual body, meaning not physically in you, but in your spiritual self. In the chakra system, there are 114 that are technically considered the main chakras, and 2 of those are outside of the body, with 112 contained within the body. Out of those 114, there are 7 main chakras, the bigger ones that all the other little ones are connected to, basically. So when people in the Western culture talk about chakras, they're generally talking about just the 7 main ones. The first time I heard about chakras was actually in Avatar: The Last Airbender. If you've seen the show, you know. Or maybe you don't remember that episode. I remember that episode. Aang was learning to meditate, and it was an elder spirit that was talking to him about what chakras are and how they are energy spirals basically within your body. I'm gonna have to re-look at the episode to remember exactly what he said. You should definitely try and look it up. I'm pretty sure it's here on YouTube, so feel free to search that and come back to this. But I absolutely loved the way that he explained it in that video. They don't necessarily have a shape, but I like to think of them as little balls of light that hold energy and disperse that energy within our body. Even though the chakras are in the spiritual body, they are still connected to our physical body. Each chakra is connected to different organs, different glands, and muscles. So why do chakras matter? Chakras disperse energy to each area of the body that they reside in and to the parts of your body that they are linked to the different organs, the muscles, and the glands, as well as your mental and emotional well-being. So when a chakra is blocked or not functioning properly, the energy distribution pattern gets disturbed, and physical, mental, or emotional issues can arise. For example, if you have issues with your feet, that could generally be connected to the root chakra. If you have issues in your hips, that could be connected to the sacral chakra. If you have gut issues, that's going to be connected to your solar plexus. Chest pains or heartburn can be correlated to the heart chakra. Now, I am going to take a moment to tell you that I am no expert, and obviously, if you have physical illnesses, do not automatically correlate it to something spiritual. Please seek out a professional. Please seek out a doctor if you are having physical issues. Chakras are not just energy centers, they are pivotal to our awareness. They help us ascend to higher states states of consciousness. They can also help us recognize when we need to do shadow work around certain areas of life. If, for example, your heart chakra is blocked, then perhaps you need to do shadow work around your inner child healing, something to do with self-love, compassion, forgiveness, or love towards others. So let's go over each one of the chakras, what they are, their correspondences, and the issues that are related to them. I'm not even going to pronounce their original name. I'm going to be saying the Western name, the English name, and I'll put up on the screen somewhere what their original name is, because I know I can't pronounce that. The root chakra is associated with the color red and the element earth. The seed mantra is Lam when you are meditating with each chakra, and I'll explain a little bit more about how I like to do a full chakra meditation at the end of this video if you're curious about that. But when you are meditating, as you are breathing, you want to hum each one of their seed mantras, and that's supposed to help you connect to that chakra. There's also certain yoga poses that are correlated to each chakra. Feel free to check those out because there's no proper way for me to demonstrate a yoga pose to you, not in this format that we've got going on here. Some crystals associated with the root chakra are red jasper, black tourmaline, smoky quartz, hematite, garnet, and bloodstone. The root chakra is located at the end of the spine and is correlated to grounding your life energy, stability, endurance, and sense of security. So when this chakra is blocked, you may feel out of balance, ungrounded, unstable. You may have a lack of ambition or purpose. You may even carry fear, insecurity, or frustration. The sacral chakra, correlated with the color orange and the element water. The seed mantra is Vam. This chakra is located halfway between your navel and the base of the spinal cord. Some crystals associated with it are carnelian, sunstone, amazonite, moonstone, labradorite. The sacral chakra is connected to your creativity and productivity, your emotional expression of life energy, your sense of self-worth, your desires, passion, pleasure, and sexuality. Symptoms of a blocked or imbalanced sacral chakra can include feeling emotionally explosive or irritable, a lack of energy and creativity, impulsive and uncontrollable sexual desires or an addiction to them, or the complete opposite, meaning no sexual drive whatsoever. The solar plexus chakra. This one is correlated to the color yellow and the element fire. The seed mantra is Ram. Some crystals associated with the solar plexus are citrine, tiger's eye, pyrite, amber, sunstone, yellow jasper. The solar plexus is located just above the navel and is correlated to personal power, confidence, creative and intellectual thoughts, courage, a sense of authority. Signs that your solar plexus is blocked or imbalanced can include, like I said before, digestive problems. But on an emotional level, you may struggle with depression, a lack of self-esteem, anger, and perfectionism. The heart chakra is correlated to the color green and the element air, or at least a lot of different sources say air, but personally I correlate it to the element earth. Maybe it has to do with the fact that I have an earth sign Venus, and I mean, everything related to Venusian energy is the heart chakra. So I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments what you think of it if you correlate certain elements to each chakra. The seed mantra is Yam. Some crystals associated with the heart chakra are rose quartz, rhodochrosite, rhodonite, aventurine, amazonite, emerald, jade. The heart chakra is located at the sternum or your chest center. and corresponds to unconditional love, self-love, compassion, forgiveness, beauty, empathy, healing, mindfulness, a sense of nurturing, and a balance between mind, body, spirit, energy. When the heart chakra is blocked or imbalanced, you may struggle with anxiety, anger, or a lack of trust, jealousy, fear, and moodiness. The throat chakra, correlated to the color blue and the element air. The seed mantra is hum. Some crystals associated with the throat chakra are lapis lazuli, aquamarine, blue lace agate, turquoise, and kyanite. The throat chakra is located at the center of the throat, and it correlates to energetic communication, speech, social abilities, and emotional, energetic expression. Symptoms that your throat chakra can be blocked or imbalanced can include timidity, shyness, quietness, a feeling of weakness or inability to express our thoughts. The third eye chakra is correlated to the color indigo and the element spirit. Some people might say that's not an element, but once you start tapping into your psychic, you will definitely recognize spirit as an element, especially in witchcraft. The seed mantra is Om. Some crystals associated with the third eye chakra are amethyst, lapis lazuli, sodalite, labradorite, angelite, celestite. The third eye chakra is located at the third eye, that is between your brows at the center of your forehead. Because I work with the psychic so much, sometimes I notice, especially when I first started tapping into my psychic abilities and when I first started doing dream work, when I would go to bed, sometimes I would feel like this tingling sensation right here. Usually, if you get that, by the way, let me know in the comments so that I know it's not just me. But I get like this tingling sensation right here. And by the way, when I got my first aura reading, the third eye and the crown chakra were my highest. Like they were incredibly high compared to all my other chakras, which I found absolutely fascinating. But it made sense because I provide tarot readings as a service. I commune with different deities and I tap into my psychic abilities all the time. I used to get this tingling sensation here, and now before I go to bed, I anoint myself with a protection oil and I do like a protection rune so that I can make sure that this is sealed and I'm not getting messages thrown at me when I'm just trying to go to bed. I also say it by saying that I am only allowing in messages that are intended for my highest good. So if you get that tingling sensation, there's a little tip for you that might help you out as well. But yeah, the third eye is connected to your psychic abilities. It's connected to your intuition. It's connected to vision, artistic and creative thoughts, and insight. Specifically, clairaudience and clairvoyance, I feel like are the most strongly connected to the third eye. But if you feel you have one of the other clairs and you feel like it's connected to your third eye, let me know in the comments. I'd love to talk more about it. Also, if you'd like to talk about the clairs, I could totally do another video on that. Just let me know in the comments. When your third eye is blocked or imbalanced, it can appear as physical problems such as headaches, blurry vision, or eye strain. And sometimes these can happen when you have used too much of your third eye, of your psychic abilities, or if you are trying to use your psychic abilities without protection, because sometimes when you have that gate open, you can accidentally let in things that are not good for you, including evil eye and things like that. But that's something I can talk more about in a video about the clairs if you want me to talk about that more. It can also show up as feeling intuitively blocked or a sense of fear around success. You might have cloudy thoughts or not being able to think clearly, or obsessive thoughts, and even egotistical thoughts. The crown chakra is associated with the colors violet, purple, and white. The element is also spirit, although some may say none, and some may say air. Crystals associated with the crown chakra are clear quartz, amethyst, selenite, lepidolite, celestite, and rainbow obsidian. The seed mantra is Aum. The crown chakra is located at the top of the head, and it's correlated to spirituality, enlightenment, and higher consciousness. When the crown chakra is imbalanced or blocked, you might have a constant sense of frustration, melancholy, and destructive feelings. Another thing I want to point out, a good reason why you also want to make sure that your chakras are balanced, is because if you have really strong crown and third eye chakra, but you are not grounded, your root chakra is struggling, then you can easily jump into the line of spiritual psychosis. If it's vice versa, if you are very grounded and you are very much in the physical realm, your bottom chakras are more aligned than your top chakras, then you are constantly just going to be in a specific level of physical, emotional, mental energy that isn't going to help serve your highest good, that isn't going to help you grow as a person and evolve from where you are in your current situation in life. When I prepare myself to tap into my psychic abilities, I like to start off with doing a 7 chakra meditation. So that starts at the root, and that helps me ground to have a sense of security and sense of awareness of the physical realm. And then I tap into my other chakras one by one to make sure that they are all in alignment, to make sure that I am physically, mentally, and emotionally prepared to tap into the spirit realm. That is where the third eye and the crown chakra are involved. I also think this can be a great way to center your energy so that you can work with your energy in your spell work. As far as the elemental and crystal correspondences for each of the chakras that I mentioned, you could use those in spells when you are trying to unblock any of these chakras, or when you are trying to do a spell for a specific intention that is connected to one of the chakras. For example, if you are trying to do a self-love spell, then look at your heart chakra, maybe do a meditation beforehand that is tapping into the heart chakra using the heart chakra seed mantra, or playing something that is associated to the heart chakra. And that's going to help you get into the right mindset. So you are tapping into that energy, strengthening that energy so that you can then push out that energy into your spell work. I hope that made sense. That's how I like to look at it. When I am trying to do a spell for success in my career, I will focus on what is connected to my solar plexus, because that's where confidence and willpower and drive come from, right? Or I will also combine it with my sacral chakra, because that's where my creative expression resides in. And so you can do a meditation for specifically just one chakra, or you can do a meditation that involves all of them. I personally like to do all of them, especially when I want to just check in to see if any of them are blocked. That will give me an indication of maybe some area in my life that I need to do shadow work around. I'll usually sit crisscross applesauce just on the floor, and I will try and focus all of my energy, my visualization into each chakra as I go. And I try and picture a ball of light. I try and picture it in the color that is associated with it. That usually helps me tap into it. And as I am going through each chakra, I breathe in. And as I breathe out humming the seed mantra. So for the root chakra, it's Ram. So when I breathe in, and then I breathe out, rum. And I just keep doing that until I feel like that energy center is strong enough. And then I move on to the next chakra. And then I move on to the next and the next. And I just keep going like that. And sometimes when I do that meditation, I've noticed that for some reason I'll feel some kind of ache, either in my stomach, that'll be correlated to the solar plexus chakra, or in my chest, I'll feel like a tightness in my chest, that's correlated to the heart chakra. These can be signs of an imbalanced or blocked chakra. And so I'll keep meditating on that chakra longer, and then a thought will come up. And that thought might have something to do with why that chakra is blocked. And so I'll sit there and think on the thought and try and reflect. And basically, I'll start going into shadow work around that chakra. And I'll journal, and I might even cry it out. I might even just express out emotions in other ways. It might turn into a whole night session for me. And then I'll try and go back into the meditation, and it will feel better. And then I'll be able to move on to the next chakra and the next. All right, that is all I have for you today. I hope I explained chakras well enough to you in order for you to get started. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions on anything I talked about. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with somebody you think might find it beneficial. Thank you so much for watching. Have a blessed day, lovely witch.